With the election 1 week away, our very own Adam Rife is here with an update on the campaign.
The presidential election is only 1 week away, and President Obama and Governor Romney enter the home stretch campaigning at a frenetic pace. Their final debate on October 22nd provided plenty of highlights.
America must lead.
And that's what my plan does.
I don't think there's a necessity to put our military in Syria at this stage.
He doesn't have different ideas, and that's because we're doing exactly what we should be doing.
And some made-for-internet sound bites.
Military works. You mentioned the Navy, for example, and that we have fewer ships than we did in 1916. Well, Governor, we also have fewer horses and bayonets.
But their focus now shifts to the undecided voters in the swing states, including Nevada, Colorado, and all-important Ohio with its 18 electoral votes where the election could be decided. Last week, President Obama made a brief visit to his home state of Illinois, decidedly not a swing state, not to campaign, but instead to cast his ballot early, becoming the first sitting president in history to do so.
Okay, it says here that you received the absentee ballot. Is this it?
I assume it is.
How?
I hope so. If not, this will be really embarrassing.
I think it is. Okay.
Did you just look and see? Did you guys see that? About that. Thank you.
System that entrusts the selection of the president not to a national popular vote, but instead to professional electors. Could there be a major change ahead?
I think it's going to depend upon a serious shock to the system, as in a candidate who happens to win the popular vote by a pretty substantial margin, who is not does not become president because he loses in the Electoral College. There are lots of arguments that get floated out there. You know, maybe it encourages the candidates to travel to states that they wouldn't ordinarily travel to. Maybe it gets them out of the major population centers. Maybe it encourages greater representation of the country as a whole. I don't really believe any of them.
As the November 6th election approaches, the candidates and citizens across the country turn their attention to those very few select swing states. For 530 South, I'm Adam Wright.
Thanks, Adam, for that report. I'm curious, and I'm sure a lot of voters would like to know how Superstorm Sandy is going to affect voting.
Well, there's a lot of problems with Sandy that could happen, but for now, they don't really anticipate many problems. On Election Day, a week from now, it's going to be a full week to prepare, to clean up, and to hopefully take care of what they need to take care of. But one concern has been with polling places without electricity that use the paperless voting, the electronic voting that President Obama used in the package we just saw. However, federal law requires that you have to have enough paper ballots to cover any emergency, so that really won't be an issue.
Okay. Is there any chance election could possibly be postponed?
Probably not. It's extremely unlikely. The Constitution states that voting has to take place on the second Tuesday in November, and that's obviously a week from today. So Congress would have to rush a bill through in pretty short time, and unfortunately they're on vacation right now, as they seem to be so often. But it's the election would have to be postponed for the entire country, not just the Northeast that's affected by the storm. So it probably won't happen.
Okay. And you touched on early voting. Has any results been released yet?
Some have been trickling through. The states that have early voting have released some exit polls. You can't release the official results yet, but in 2008, early voting accounted for almost 30% of all votes for the election. This year, they expected to be closer to 45%, so a lot more people are coming out to the polls early. In Colorado, Governor Romney leads based on exit polls right now, but President Obama leads in Nevada and also in Iowa. So Florida and Ohio, the big states right now, are still a toss-up. But either way, on Tuesday, it looks to be an exciting and historic day.
Well, I am hoping that we can be historic and everybody gets to vote on time.
Absolutely.
Thanks so much for your report. Hope to hear more from you in months to come. Coming, How to Live Healthy with our very own Danielle Davis. I'm excited. I need to learn that living healthy stuff.
This is Tasha Clapton Stubbs, and this November is Diabetes Awareness Month. I want to share some important information with you about diabetes detection and treatment. While things like family history can affect your risk of developing diabetes, it's important to still get tested. 80 million Americans have prediabetes, but because it presents no symptoms, most of them don't know. Knowing the risk factors and your personal blood glucose levels can help you, in the case of prediabetes, take steps to prevent onset, and in cases of type 1 or 2 diabetes, manage levels. The important thing to remember if you fall into either of these categories is that balanced eating choices, staying active, and weight management will help keep you healthy. Call 1-800-DIABETES or go to diabetes.org to take the free online assessment to determine your risks. Then call your doctor. Together, the two of you can strategize an effective treatment plan. Your health and your life depend on it. Together, we can stop diabetes.